Hey everyone, it's Natalie. So I'm back again today to do a quick video. This video is going to be on one of the number one questions I get, besides does my narc mill know about my channel, but the other number one question is, how did you get where you are today? How do I heal? When is this going to stop? Well, because you have been traumatized, the damage is done. And unfortunately, it can't be undone. But there are ways to find yourself again, live healthy again, and happy. And the unfortunate part of all of this is that the CPTSD, the hamster wheel, is so revved up at the beginning that you think to yourself that you're never going to heal and that nothing's going to change. Like, you don't feel like you're healing, even though you're researching it, you're watching videos like mine and others, and you just, you almost feel like giving up because you're like, I don't feel like I'm healing. But the truth is, healing takes time and patience. You're not just going to heal overnight just because you want to. That's not how healing works. How healing works is working on yourself, working on the trauma, getting over the trauma, finding out the things that were traumatizing and working through those, and finding ways to calm the CPTSD. I can tell you that for me personally, the CPTSD is still here after 3.5 years. Now, it's quieted down a lot because at first, when I first went no contact, it was so revved up. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's all I ever thought about. It was just horrendous on my part because here I am going no contact for the first time, putting my foot down, standing up for what's right, standing up for myself, only to have this aftermath of devastation and depression and anxiety and confusion and trying to justify things to myself. And you go through like these stages, right? At first, the stage that you're in is denial that this happened. Then you're in the stage of, I would say, you're probably really upset. You're probably really, really upset. And you're crying and you're sad and everything. And then after you go through that phase, you get really angry that you allowed these people to do you like that you didn't stand up for yourself sooner. You kind of blame yourself for a bunch of things, and then you start blaming them, and the next thing you know, you start having some calmness in your life. Things start to calm down, and you get to self-reflect. And I think that moment you start to self-reflect, you start to realize that nobody can force you to be in a relationship or force you to get abused. And when you start realizing that in some ways you were a willing participant, unless you were a child of a narcissist, that no longer can they hurt you. You figure out they can no longer hurt you. And that's when you start switching your attitude to, you know what? I don't even care what these people think or have to say. Why did I spend so much energy and time trying to impress someone that I really don't give two craps about at this point in my life? And when you start having this attitude, like, where you're starting to love yourself again, you're having that self-love, there's something that happens with you where you look at the situation like, screw him, I don't care. Literally, you have the attitude of whatever happens, happens. They can think and say what they want about me and smear me to everybody that they want. But at this point, I love myself enough to stop caring, to stop spending so much time and energy on these people that I could never please. And you realize that you were never going to please them, that no matter what you did, no matter what you said, it wasn't going to make a difference in the relationship that you had with that person. I'm sorry, I was trying to take my glasses off, but it's really bright. And when you actually realize that these people were never going to accept you, and you realize, hold on one second. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
When you finally come to terms and you're at peace with the very fact that you didn't deserve these people, and they definitely did not deserve you, you start refocusing your energy, time, and emotional state on positivity in your life. You start focusing on the people that matter the most to you and that treat you with the utmost respect, dignity, and love that you deserve. And you also realize that all that energy you spent on these narcissists could have been spent on someone that actually mattered to you. Because these people, they don't and never have really mattered. I know during that time of finding that acceptance from them, you thought they mattered. But really what it was is that everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be cherished. And when you couldn't find that in your narc, it made you crave it more, because you're thinking, this is the only person that I know who cannot see my true self, my character. And so you try and put more effort into getting these people to accept you, because this might be the first time that you've never found the acceptance you were looking for in people that were supposed to love you. And so it almost becomes like a mission. You're on a mission to people please these people, a mission to prove yourself. But you soon start to see that that mission, it was never going to end. That mission was a waste of your time. It was a waste of your love and energy. And I think that when you realize that you wasted all that energy on those people, you shift your focus on people that have been standing by this whole time, waiting on you. People that love you and cherish you and want a friendship and want to be close to you. That you have somehow, some way left those people behind, focusing on the narcissist. And some of those people that you've left behind are some of the best people that could be in your life. But most of all, you've left behind you. You forgot about yourself. You put yourself on the back burner and put the narcissist on the front burner. And so you start to question your own reality. You start to question, what have you been doing all these years? And you come to peace with it. You come at peace with it, and you come to term with it, because you realize that you're worth a lot more to many other people, and that there's people out there that would cherish you. And when you come to peace with knowing the fact that the narcissist was never going to treat you that way, you start having this attitude of, oh, well, if they were anyone else besides my in-laws, I wouldn't have even wasted all this time on this. Focusing, putting all my energy into getting these people to like me. If it was anyone else, I'd be like, screw you. I don't really care what you think of me. Like, you don't even know me. And if you think about it, that's exactly what you did with the narc. You focused all your energy instead of telling them, screw you, I don't care, whatever, you don't know me. And the truth is, the narcissist never intended to get to know you. But you still focused all your time and energy on people that were never going to give you a chance to begin with. So you focus on yourself, and you love yourself, and you stop thinking about all this bull crap that they put you through, and you start to have this attitude of literally treating them like strangers. And when you're at that point, it really no longer bothers you. But I think stopping the CPTSD is the most crucial part. And I have done videos on this of how to do that. And my number one technique is that I call it redirect or retrain your brain thinking pattern. So you're going to redirect your negative thinking onto something positive. And that means that you're doing things that maybe you haven't done in a long time. You might find new hobbies. You might start exercising. My number one thing that helped me when I was dealing with CPTSD was taking long walks and listening to either YouTube shows or music or something like that, or spending time with my child and my husband, reconnecting that bond that was lost during the time that you've been fighting with the narcissist. And you refocus on making your relationship with everyone in the family healthy again. Because at this point, if you're suffering like this, you're not healthy. And you're angry. And you're on attack mode when it comes to your husband. You might even not even realize that you're angry, and you kind of snap at your children. And so you're reconnecting with these people and focusing your love and energy on people that deserve it. And when you find yourself thinking about it too much, I want you to verbally say, okay, your name, my name's Natalie. So, okay, Natalie, you're doing it again. Stop it. And from the moment you say stop it, you're going to immediately redirect your thinking onto something positive, something that will make you laugh or smile, or an old memory that was wonderful you had. And every time you do this, every time you start thinking about it, this is what you're going to do every time. And it's going to be hard, and you're going to mess up, and you're going to drift off thinking about it in la la land. But over a period of time, if you keep catching yourself thinking this way and you redirect your thinking, it is only going to come natural later in the future. And so even though you are exercising this technique, what it does later on is that it makes it a habit. So you no longer are sitting there thinking about the narcissist. Instead, you're thinking of something positive. You're spending time with people that deserve it. You're focusing on yourself, your mental health, and your physical health, and all that, and emotional health. And over time, doing this exercise, you find that really, I mean, it really does start coming naturally. So you're not spending all that time letting someone else destroy who you are, destroy your mental and emotional state. Because that's the plan. They want to do this so that way you get so fed up that you just leave because you can't take it anymore. Or your husband, or maybe your husband leaves. And that's the goal. That's the whole, that right there is the agenda, is to push you out of the family so the narc mill can claim your nuclear family as her own, because she has now lost her identity to you. She lost it the moment you came in and made a serious relationship with their child. She lost her identity, and really, if you think about it, that's all this ever been, is that you took her identity, which was her child. And so now she's had to look in the mirror at her ugly ass self. And so she needs that mask back. Yeah. But, you know, it is, the good news is that you do heal. It's going to be very slow. It's going to be a tedious process. But if you don't put in the work, you won't get nothing out of the work. And so you really have to focus on yourself. Take 15 minutes out of the day and sit with your silence. Journal. Do things like that that are going to help you in this situation. Because if you just sit around moping, angry, sad, crying, whatever it is, and you don't do the work, then you're not going to see any progress in your healing at all. And it's so important that you just focus on yourself, focus on your mental health, focus on your physical health, because it takes a toll on your body as well. But you're going to find things in life that you really enjoy. Maybe you stop doing it because of the narcissist, but you're going to go back to those things that brought you joy and happiness. Maybe you join a club, maybe you find new friends, whatever. Maybe it's hanging out with your children. Whatever it is that makes you happy and whole and complete, that's what you need to do. Because you're redirecting that thinking pattern off of that negativity onto something positive. That's the goal here. And eventually you will get where I am, but I still suffer with CPTSD. I still think about it at least once a day, once or twice a day. Now, it's not continuously like it used to be. I was very unhealthy. But I'm at the point where I hardly ever think about it. And if I do and I catch myself thinking about it, I immediately redirect my thinking. I don't care if you redirect your thinking on what you had to get at the grocery store. Just redirect it. And if you're using this technique, the last thing you want to do is redirect it onto YouTube about more narcissism, or studying and researching about narcissistic abuse. No, don't do that, because it causes, you're inflicting your own pain by doing that, because you're finding out new things that the narcissist did or whatever more about your abuse, and that just causes you to think more about it. So you're trying to stop thinking about the abuse by redirecting your thinking onto something that has nothing to do with the abuse. All right, guys. Peace, love, and harmony. See you guys later.